Welcome to the start of a new journey, where building doesn't begin with machines, but with movement, awareness, and quiet decisions made in nature's silence. She crosses a shallow waterfall, her footsteps sure. This is not a shortcut, it's intention. She's heading into the forest not simply to explore, but to choose. Because where you build matters just as much as what you build. She slows as the trees thin. Her eyes scan the ground, reading its slope, sunlight, and drainage. Then she stops. It's not dramatic, just decisive. This is the place. The land is overgrown, but she knows exactly where to begin. With a simple blade, she clears the brush. Her cuts are controlled, her rhythm steady. Bit by bit, the dense undergrowth gives way to a flat, workable surface, not perfectly smooth, but ready. She walks the boundary with a measuring stick, marking lines in the dirt. There's no blueprint. The layout exists in her head, shaped by memory and repetition. Each mark holds intention. Then she digs. Shallow, narrow, aligned. Every hole matches the last. It's the quiet geometry of groundwork, unseen but essential. The bamboo posts go in next. Upright, adjusted, aligned. There is no rushing here. She checks stability by hand, trusting weight and balance more than tools. And then, the joinery begins. She carves into the beams with a chisel, shaping clean notches that will hold the structure together. There's no glue, no nails, just pressure, friction, and knowledge passed down by practice. There are no walls yet, no roof, but already the space has changed. The land is no longer empty. It has a frame, a purpose, a future. She finishes the bamboo steps leading up to the front platform. They're narrow but firm, placed with careful spacing, each one tied securely into the frame. For the first time, she walks up without climbing. It's a small transition, but a meaningful one. The house is no longer being built, it's becoming. She checks the joints one last time, clears loose bamboo, and sweeps the area with quick, practiced movements. A simple gesture, but it marks a turning point. The main house is done. Then, without pause, she turns to the next task, the kitchen. She surveys the space beside the house, studying the slope and shadows. The brush is thick, but she doesn't hesitate. With the same steady rhythm, she clears the ground, leveling it by hand, and with the back of a shovel, next come the materials. One by one, she carries long bamboo poles to the site, resting them on the edge as she measures and marks. The same motions repeat, this time quicker, more fluid. She knows exactly what comes next. Holes are dug, posts go in, the skeleton rises again, this time lower, simpler, but just as intentional. And then she disappears into the forest. She returns with arms full of palm leaves, green, broad, and still wet with morning. Their purpose is clear. Soon, this will be a roof. What she's building isn't just shelter. It's rhythm, structure, routine, a life being shaped one frame at a time. With the kitchen now standing beside the main house, she moves on once more this time to something more personal. The bathing area begins with a floor. A small platform of bamboo is laid down, raised just enough to allow water to drain through. Each pole is placed tightly against the next, lashed down at both ends. It's clean, simple, functional. She builds the frame next, fixing upright poles into the corners, then stretching crossbeams above. A modest roof follows a light covering to offer privacy. Not permanence, shade, not shelter, but it's the walls that define this space. She takes fresh bamboo and crushes each pole beneath her feet, flattening them without breaking their fibers. Then, with practiced hands, she weaves the strips into one another layer by layer, tight and neat, until they form solid panels that enclose the room. There's no decoration, only precision. When the last panel is tied into place, she turns to the final step. She climbs uphill, following the slope to a quiet source of water. There, she splits thick bamboo lengths in half and lays them end to end, forming a channel. A gentle Mungdurn nook, shaped entirely by hand. The water arrives slowly at first, then begins to flow. Clear, cold, constant. It trickles into the bathing stall below, just as she intended. She rinses off the dust of work, not in ceremony, but in rhythm. A pause, a breath. Then she moves again, because there's more to do. The next structure weights another layer to the life she's shaping here. And now, it's time to begin the animal shelter. The shelter for the goats is now complete, sturdy, shaded, and calm, but she doesn't slow down. Just a few steps away, she begins again. This time, for the chickens. The approach doesn't change. Bamboo, as always, is her starting point. She splits it into narrow strips, working quickly and cleanly. The pieces are woven tightly, forming firm panels with natural ventilation. She's not building walls, she's shaping enclosure. Enough space to breathe, enough shade to rest. The frame rises quickly. A low structure, open enough for light, yet closed enough for safety. She secures the panels into place, ties each joint with care, then moves to the roof. Palm leaves again layered and pressed, just as she's done so many times before. Familiar material. Trusted method. She adds a small door to the front, just wide enough to reach in, just tall enough for the birds to pass through. Nothing extra, nothing wasted. Then she takes her knife and trims the thatch. The edge becomes clean, even, finished. She steps back now for the first time, not to plan the next task, but to look. In just days, this place has changed. From forest floor to living space. House, kitchen, bathing stall, goat shelter, chicken coop, all done by hand, all standing. She doesn't speak, but you can see it in the way she exhales, the quiet weight of completion. Everything she set out to build is here now. And as the sun softens, so does the moment. Thank you for watching. This chapter ends here, but there is always more to come. Until next time, take care.